My name is Cam. I am a wedding photographer and filmmaker based out of Chicago, Illinois. I've been shooting weddings since 2014. So depending on when you're watching this, you'd have to do the math backwards. But I've been doing it professionally since 2014. And then I started doing wedding films shortly after that, pretty much a few years after that. So yeah, it's been a little while. So I was just out of school. I was looking for work. I got a job at a law firm and an office, and I quickly realized that just sitting behind a desk and not doing anything really creative was not for me. I knew I had to be in a creative space for work. So I ended up, I had a camera and I ended up shooting some photos here and there of a few events and whatnot. And I quickly just found that I had a passion for it. And after shooting a few events, I got like my first wedding. I started shooting weddings, and then I quickly branched off into filmmaking shortly thereafter. That was kind of like a natural thing for me. I always enjoyed watching films and cinema and video and stuff like that, and I honestly felt like it translated really well when you're trying to show like emotions, especially with a wedding day. So I was really drawn to that, and I really liked how I was able to capture emotions and how people were feeling, and honestly like pull emotions out of people when they watch them. Like to show a client a wedding film and watch them cry essentially when watching it, there's no better feeling than that for me. So that's kind of how I got into it. I'm really just following my passion, and that's that. So my style when it comes to photography and film is I try to keep things very simple. I try not to over exaggerate things with too much light or too much editing. And honestly, when it comes to anything in life, I think that simplicity is always timeless. So I try to apply that to the photos that I do and the films that I produce as well. I try to keep them simple yet like meaningful and artistic. And I think that translates really well, especially over time. I try to capture the essence of the day itself, and I try to capture the couple themselves. I try to capture the emotion in the day, and the love story as well. You know, I think when it comes to weddings, there's enough there already when it comes to a love story and a couple and the love that they have for each other. I feel like that kind of holds its own, and it shows in the photos, and I feel like it shows in the videos. You just have to capture it correctly. So that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to shooting, and I think it's worked really well thus far. I think I have found the most important thing is my relationship with whoever I'm capturing. And what I mean by that is essentially like how well I know the couple and how comfortable they are with me. I think the comfort and the relationship is something that's very underrated that people don't really focus on too much. I feel like that's the X factor when I capture a couple, because if somebody is comfortable with you and they feel like they know you, I feel like that comes off in the photos and the film as well. Yeah, I would say the most important thing is definitely the relationship that I have with people and making sure that I'm connecting with them on the level that transcends just the business. I think it's important to have the film and the photo be true to the couple that you're capturing. I don't want to capture a couple and put them in poses and situations that don't really fit them as a couple, because I want them to see their photos and films and see themselves. I don't want them to see themselves as an altered version of themselves done by the photographer or the videographer. I think when you're looking back at moments in your life, you want to remember them for the feelings that they gave you and what they meant to you in that moment. So I think the best way to get the best product is to just keep things very real and very authentic, and I think that makes for the best product at the end of the day. I think when it comes down to the photo product and the video quality at the end of the day. You can find a lot of people that shoot the same quality of product that I do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm better than everyone else out there, because there's a lot of great teams out there. I think the thing that really makes me different, and I've echoed this in a question before, is just the relationship that I have with the people that I'm capturing. I think that is really the X factor, because you can hire anybody who's very skilled and very talented when it comes to the technical skill set, but when it comes down to pushing it to another level and having that aspect of storytelling, I think that only happens when you have a really great connection with the person that is capturing your wedding day. So yeah, I think the thing that makes me unique, honestly, is just myself. So it's an interesting answer, but I think it really is true. So I appreciate you watching. If you are looking for a wedding photographer, videographer, be sure to give me a shout, follow me on social media, and we'll talk soon.